Welcome to the Landmark Sports Show, broadcasting to you live from downtown Manhattan. John and Ant are back.
Happy New Year. First show of 2019.
Happy New Year.
NFL playoffs, a lot of UFC action. We're excited.
That's right. Chargers and Eagles are going to the divisional rounds.
That's right. Ant's team, my team, feeling good.
That's right.
We're not even going to talk NBA today. We don't have room for NBA. We're all UFC, NFL today.
That's right.
Speaking of the UFC, Ant.
All right, let's start it off. UFC 232 recap.
What do you got?
John went 2-0.
Jon Bones Jones.
That's right. Jon Jones knocked out TKO'd Alexander Gustafsson in the third round to become the UFC light heavyweight champion.
Called by?
You.
Nice. I think you were taking a shot with Gustafsson, right?
I kind of knew if it was going into fight week, Jones is going to win.
Yeah.
Although we did have controversy.
What we got?
So, a week before the fight, Jon Jones tested positive again
Oh, that's right.
for the same substance that was in his system from last year. And Nevada State Athletic Commission said, you're not fighting here. And so the California State Athletic Commission ended up taking over the entire card.
Oh, that's right. They moved the location, right?
Yeah.
And that must have been like a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Trying to get all those things. What if you had tickets to that and then you have to go to California?
Definitely.
Not cool.
No, it's not.
But good fight or not really?
Gustafsson was just shut down early. I don't know what he was doing in that fight.
I mean, Jones is a really talented fighter, right? I mean, I know you don't like him. I know he's been caught with drugs, but he's a very talented fighter.
Yeah, he's talented, but, it's just I don't support him.
No.
Not with, all this drama that he's had.
What's next for him? DC's not going to give him a fight, right?
Mm-mm.
So what's next?
That will actually come up in a little bit after we talk about Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
Double champ. Amanda Nunes caught by this guy again. Knocked out Chris Cyborg in less than 1 minute.
Well, that's unexpected, right? Less than 1 minute?
Oh, definitely.
Quick knockout? Yeah.
To become the UFC featherweight champion. Double champ.
Good for her.
Definitely. Greatest women's fighter of all time.
Really?
No doubt. No doubt.
Wow. Is she the first women's double champ?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No doubt she's the greatest women's fighter of all time. No doubt about it.
Good for her.
Definitely.
All right. What kind of title fights we got coming up?
All right, so we got 2 title fights coming up. Just announced. They weren't announced by the UFC, but it's been reported by Ariel Helwani, ESPN, Fox. Well, not Fox, other media outlets. But I think this is UFC 235. Yes, it is. The first title fight is a UFC welterweight title fight between Tyron Woodley and Kamaru Usman.
Okay. Should be a good one.
Should be. And the second one, light heavyweight title fight, Jon Jones versus Anthony Smith.
Now, Anthony Smith is the guy, he won a big fight, but then he lost, right? In the next one?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, he's on a 3-fight win streak. In this last fight, he finished Volkan Oezdemir in the third round by submission.
Okay. You think he's got a shot against Jones?
I really don't.
No.
No.
Just not quite there.
No, he's not.
All right.
At least not yet.
But 2 fights you're looking forward to?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know what Dana White's problem is.
Why? What do you think he should be doing different?
He keeps disrespecting Tyron Woodley, his own welterweight champion, saying the guy Woodley never wants to fight, and he's always picking against Woodley, and it's so unprofessional.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know, man.
Because Dana White should be kind of unbiased, right? As the president or whatever. He should...
Exactly. You should be more like Scott Coker.
Right.
You don't see him doing all that stuff.
No. What are a couple fights in 2019 that you'd like to see that aren't scheduled yet? Some dream matchups for you.
I'd like to see Tony Ferguson and Khabib.
Yeah? You think Ferguson can give him a fight?
I think Ferguson would actually beat Khabib.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So that's one they've been trying to have for a number of years now, right? And stuff Ferguson keeps getting hurt.
Ferguson and Khabib keep getting hurt. Another title fight I would like to see. I'd love to see Anthony Johnson come back.
Yeah.
And fight Stipe Miocic for a heavyweight title.
Okay. Stipe's got the title right now?
No, Daniel. Cormier.
Oh, but if he retires, he would have to vacate it, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see Anthony Johnson and Stipe fight.
And DC beat Stipe, right?
Yeah.
That was his most recent fight?
Yeah. No, his most recent fight was against Derek Lewis.
That's what I was thinking of. When you said Anthony Jones before, I was thinking of Derek Lewis. Or not Anthony Jones. What's his name? Anthony Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
I get the names confused.
Derek Lewis actually has a fight coming up against Junior Dos Santos at UFC on ESPN4 in Kansas City. And Jimmy Rivera is fighting Aljamain Sterling.
Our boy Jimmy.
On the first ESPN card.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not ESPN Plus, but I'm talking about actual ESPN.
Is he on the main event? Is he main event or no?
I don't know.
He's an undercard?
No, he's going to be on the main card, but I don't know if he's the main event or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool. I'll catch that one.
Definitely.
What about Conor and Nate Diaz? You think that's going to happen?
I think with Nate Diaz, it's like, who even knows at this point?
Yeah.
The guy just does not fight.
Why do you think he's so resistant to fighting?
I don't know. But then he wants to call Tyron Woodley not fighting Dana White.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's Nate Diaz, who hasn't even fought in 2 years.
It's crazy.
Actually, 3. No.
Yeah, the last time he fought was Conor, right?
Yeah, in 2016.
I don't know.
I just think UFC has just become a joke, you know?
That's a shame.
It is, you know?
Any more UFC before we get to NFL? We got a lot of NFL talk.
Nah, that does it.
It does. All right. NFL. Last time we had a show we were still in the regular season, right?
Yeah.
So the Eagles weren't even in the playoffs yet. Now they're in the second round.
I told you they were going to go to the playoffs.
You did.
I told you.
Well, I'm very upset about your pick later here on the show.
I'm upset about your pick
You're
later.
usually spot on with the Eagles.
And you're spot on with the Chargers.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
all
we're
right.
even.
So, regular season recap.
Yep.
Well, what stood out to you from the regular season?
You know, there's so much stuff that stood out. Patrick Mahomes getting 50 touchdowns. Andrew Luck playing like his old self. Just the Saints, the Rams.
Yeah. And
the best game I've ever seen with the Chiefs and the Rams.
That was a great game.
The best game I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good year, and I think going into the playoffs too, it's cool because a lot of different teams could win the Super Bowl. I think. Like,
oh yeah.
Most years it's like, okay, maybe 1 or 2 teams from each conference, but this year, right now, legitimately, I think people will be really surprised if the Cowboys won it, right? And I even think people would be surprised if the Eagles won it because they'd have to beat the Saints at home, beat the Rams at home, probably. But other than those two, I think of the other 6 teams. You wouldn't be shocked if any 6 of them won.
I mean, this is just a really crazy year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for the NFL, though, in my opinion.
Definitely. You know, I think this was a good year for the NFL. Way better than last year.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like the offensive rule changes led to more offense or what it was. It just seemed like things were more fast-paced and really good games.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of the games.
Well, actually, we got to talk about Joe Flacco and Nick Foles.
All right. Jersey Joe, what do you think?
All right, let's start with Joe Flacco. All right, so after the season, after the Super Bowl, in the offseason, Joe Flacco will no longer be with the Baltimore Ravens. And the coach has already announced that Flacco's going to be gone and Lamar Jackson is their guy. So now we got to decide, where is Joe Flacco going?
Yeah, I think Flacco's kind of done. Like,
yeah, I agree.
He could have ended up landing somewhere and competing for a job, maybe with a team that drafts a rookie and they're not quite ready to start their rookie. I don't know. Maybe he goes to Jacksonville, but I don't think he's going to help anybody out. I think he's done.
Yeah, I agree. You know, he had that one good year in his Super Bowl year, but it's just, other than that, I never thought he was a great quarterback.
No, he really capitalized on a good season, made a lot of money, but yeah, he's always about average.
I think he should probably end up going to Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because Blake Bortles is just not. He's just not there. He's not at that level. Playing.
No.
All right. Let's go to Nick Foles.
Yeah.
So, it's already been kind of confirmed that the Eagles are expected to part ways with Nick Foles after this season. John, what do you think about that?
And this is going to surprise you because it was almost a calendar year ago, this time last year, I was doubting Nick Foles, right? That's where hashtag doubting Nick Foles came from. But I'm changing how I feel about Nick Foles. I love Carson Wentz, but watching Foles come in these last 4 or 5 games and the way he runs the offense, I think that he's perfectly suited to run Doug Peterson's offense. He throws a better deep ball than Foles.
You mean than Wentz?
Yes, thank you. I think that right now he makes quicker decisions. He gets rid of the ball faster. He looks really good. So I went from doubting Nick Foles to now I'm a Nick Foles believer.
Yeah.
So I don't want the Eagles to lose Foles. I was talking to my dad last night. I said, Dad, would it be crazy if the Eagles were to sign Foles long term and trade Wentz? I don't think it would be that crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they get Foles for cheaper than what they could get Wentz, and they might be able to get like one, maybe 2 first-round picks for Wentz. So I'm now on the I'm on the Nick Foles bandwagon. I want him to be an Eagle next year.
You know, honestly, with me, I just think Nick Foles is just the better quarterback than Wentz, and I've been saying that for the last year.
Yeah, whenever I was doubting Nick Foles, you were on me about it.
Like, when Foles came into the NFL, I was always a fan of him because he did so many good things when he was on the Eagles.
Yeah. All he's done is play well and win.
Exactly, and then when he went out with that injury in 2014, it took him a while to bounce back, but he bounced back, and look what happened.
Yep.
And not a lot of players can say they've done that.
Nope. So you can do hashtag John believes in Nick Foles, and I say that even if they end up losing to the Saints this weekend, I'm still a believer.
Yeah, it's just honestly like if it wasn't for Nick Foles, what would the Eagles be doing right now?
They wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Right now, I would like to see Nick Foles stay with the Eagles, but there are teams that actually really need him.
It's true.
Like, we're talking Washington, Denver, maybe even the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Minnesota. Jacksonville. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota tries to go for him because, I'm sorry, but Kirk Cousins is just not the guy.
No, he's not been good.
He's not that guy.
Even Oakland, and we all know Gruden doesn't really like Derek Carr, so you never know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We'll see. I hope he's an Eagle next year. I don't want to let him go.
I hope he's an Eagle too, and like I said, Carson Wentz is just not reliable, and I just truly believe Foles is the better quarterback.
Mm-hmm. I like Wentz too, but
yeah, I like Wentz, but can you rely on him?
I don't know.
Because he got hurt last year and he got hurt this year.
Yeah, that's true. Sure.
And you need a quarterback like Nick Foles who can take you guys to the playoffs, possibly the Super Bowl like he did last year, on short notice.
You ready to talk playoffs?
Let's get it.
So I think let's talk about this round, and we can kind of touch on this past weekend while we talk about this round.
Yeah.
So our first game is Chargers at Patriots. And Chargers look good against the Ravens, even though they kind of let them back in the game. But that's your team. What do you think?
The Chargers defense was just sleeping during that third quarter.
Yeah.
During that fourth quarter.
I thought that game was over, and all of a sudden it was close.
Yeah, it was what was it, 20-3?
Yeah.
What was the defense doing? They were just sleeping during that fourth quarter. And luckily though, we got the fumble from Lamar Jackson.
Right, that was big.
Yeah. You saw that Ravens fans were even chanting to bring in Joe Flacco?
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of surprised they didn't, just because, I don't think Flacco's good, but when you get down like that and you have to throw, and Jackson was having a really hard time throwing, I was kind of surprised they didn't go in.
Yeah, I really was surprised.
How are you feeling about the Chargers' chances this weekend?
They're going to have a great game against the Patriots. We got this game. This is our game. We're beating the Patriots.
Yeah.
Our defense has been doing good. Now, we can't let our defense slack against the Patriots. But our offense, we're going to have a great game against the Patriots defense because the Patriots defense, I'm sorry, they are just not good.
No, they're not great.
They are not good. And I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, they had an outstanding game against the Jets. The defense was great, but it's the Jets.
Right.
They weren't even playing for anything. They were just awful that day because it was the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm picking the Chargers. I'm picking the Chargers to win this game.
Let's pause it 1 second.
Yeah, so it's like, honestly, like, we cannot allow the Chargers defense to give the Patriots some scoring.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to happen because the Chargers are going to dominate this game. We're going to win this game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm picking against you, but I wouldn't be completely shocked if the Chargers pulled this off. However, I think the Patriots, I think Brady, even though he's 41, he's got one more playoff run with him in him. He's got Belichick. They're home. They're in Foxborough. Things that scare me about the Chargers, I don't know how great their coach is. Rivers has played great, but he is prone to like kind of the goofy mistake once in a while that I think could hurt him. So for those reasons, I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers won, but I'm gonna go Patriots.
Anthony Lynn is a good coach. You leave my head coach alone.
Yeah, he's okay.
You leave my head coach alone.
Yeah, we'll see how he does against Belichick.
You leave my head coach alone.
Next game, we happen to be the same on. And
Colts at Chiefs. I was actually saying I cannot wait for this game.
red hot Colts.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people were doubting them against the Texans. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I picked them over the Texans.
Like, do you guys not realize that Andrew Luck is good in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he took them to the AFC title game
Right.
against the Patriots.
Right.
If the Patriots hadn't deflated the footballs, they would have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yep, and I think Frank Reich's a good coach, and I think their defense is playing well, and that's why I'm picking the Colts.
And their comeback player, Andrew Luck, is just playing on a different level. And yeah, I got the Colts as well. And also, Andy Reid is just, he's not good at coaching in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's struggled in the playoffs.
Like, when was the last time he even got a win as a coach in the playoffs? Like, 6 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it was with the Eagles, and it was a while ago. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But they do have a home field advantage, so that'll help. But yeah, I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I got the Colts for this game.
All right, let's do the Eagles-Saints last. We'll go to the Rams. We'll go to the Rams-Cowboys first. So, Cowboys looked good last week. Dak looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Zeke looked good.
Although, I did have some concerns for their defense. I mean, they allowed the Seahawks to score, like, very quickly. And with, like, a minute left of the game?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was just very concerned about.
So a little bit of a letdown there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they look good. I think they can give the Rams some tough time, you know, because they do have a really good defense, and I think the Rams, Gurley's been like a little banged up, and their offense hasn't been quite the same, weirdly enough, since Cooper Kupp got injured. I think they can give them a little bit of a hard time, but I think the Rams are going to pull it out.
Yeah, I got the Rams to win, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Cowboys won.
Yeah, we were talking before how, I mean, all these underdogs have a good shot, I feel like.
Yeah. You know who has the best chance of winning? Chargers. We're winning this game against the Patriots. We got this.
We'll see.
Phillip Rivers is going all the way, winning the Super Bowl this year.
We'll see.
Winning it.
And they play Sunday. Them and the Eagles play Sunday.
Yeah.
Be a big game.
You know, can you imagine if it was the Eagles against the Chargers in the Super Bowl?
We couldn't even do the show. We'd be fighting.
I think we'd have to bring both of our jerseys for our predictions.
Yeah?
There.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Rivers.
Speaking of the Eagles.
Dun dun dun.
I felt good last week because Ant picked the Eagles. He's been right about the Eagles. Almost every week we've picked them, you've been right. So I felt good. But what about this week? What do you think?
I was telling him, I'm sorry, John, but I just can't go against my Super Bowl pick. I one of my Super Bowl picks. I just can't go against the Saints in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm just very concerned about the Eagles this week. Like, they barely beat the Bears, and I'm like super concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised though if the Eagles won this game though.
All right.
Because the Saints recently, they're a little known to, like, kind of, decline when they come to the divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think this is Drew Brees' time to finally go to the Super Bowl again. Although he's not going to win it.
Well, I hope you're wrong, but I mean, it's going to be definitely a difficult game because the Saints at home in the playoffs with Drew Brees is always going to be difficult. But I'm feeling good about the Eagles. I feel like they got a little magic. Foles has a little magic working for him. I think we can score a little bit on the Saints' defense. And this is being said even though the Eagles went there a couple weeks ago and lost 48-7. So
yeah, that was bad.
The fact that this is even like a conversation shows how much the Eagles have grown. Hoping maybe the Saints will be a little sluggish, long layoff. You know, the Week 17 game didn't matter. They didn't play Breeze. So I'm hoping maybe they'll be a little sluggish. And the Eagles are going to have to slug it out with them. But I'm going to take the Eagles. I don't feel great about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles won. I really wouldn't be. And I was telling John, if the Eagles beat the Saints, no doubt they are going back to the Super Bowl. No doubt.
All right, I'll take it.
No doubt they'll go back to the Super Bowl. No matter who they face in the NFC title game. If they beat the Saints.
All right. So we got a weekend of exciting football games.
That's right.
This is, every year, this is my favorite weekend of pro football because the AFC NFC championships are always good, but you only get football on Sunday.
Yeah.
I love this weekend because all the games are always really good teams, and you get 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. So this is by far my favorite football weekend.
Yeah, it's a really good football weekend.
So is that about it?
That does it.
Wraps it up. So we'll be checking in next week. We'll be down to 4 football teams.
That's right.
2 AFC, 2 NFC. Hopefully the Eagles and Chargers will be involved.
It would be crazy if it was the Eagles and Chargers for the Super Bowl. But then I'd probably get suspended from school.
No.
I'd probably get suspended.
Don't get suspended. But that's about it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Keep watching. Like, comment.
Comment John finally believes in Foles.
John believes. All right. Have a great week.
Have a great week.